So I'm in a car with my aunt, and we are in Chicagoland. So we don't live in the city of Chicago, but we like right outside of it. And so it was a huge storm in the Midwest that took out, you know, it was 90 to 100 mile per hour winds, and in Iowa and places like that. It didn't get quite that bad here, but it did some damage. And I say maybe like 50 or 60 mile per hour winds, but everything is black. But that means that we lost power. A lot of people got power back last night or early this morning. But it's interesting because I live in a place called Dalton. And when I was buying my house, I wanted to be in the black neighborhood, in the black suburb. Dalton, outside of Maywood, which is where I was born, that's on the west side, is the blackest suburb in Illinois, and one of the blackest in the Midwest. They still don't have no power. And ComEd, for the people that's living in California, that's PG&E, that's our electricity company. What they sent to our neighborhood, which you can hear now, is sirens, but they didn't send trucks to fix our electricity. So what happens is I blow up ComEd, all these people, and when we get the response, they say that they expect everybody to have power in this area Saturday at 3 p.m. It is Tuesday. We lost power on Monday. I promise you, and listen, my neighbors, both the neighbors that are, so my neighborhood is more than 90% black homeowners, and we're growing in brown people, Latino folks. And it's a lot of elderly black and brown people. I promise you that the surrounding suburbs, the surrounding towns, and you know, other places where it's white people living, they all got their power back. Now there's a few things that I realize in this. One, I completely understand those black people in New Orleans that said they wasn't leaving. My aunt damn near had to twist my arm to get me to leave my house. If you know how hard I worked on that house, how much money I spent, how much money I lost, how much like just stuff just trying to fix, I wasn't leaving. That was one. And then two, again, I have a very sweet elderly neighbor, Miss Helen is what we're gonna call her. She's just the sweetest person, and she ain't got nobody. She had a son, her son is dead, her husband is dead, and I didn't want to leave her, but she's good. She's going to be with some friends from church. But the way that they treated these people, including me, like, listen man, when people talk about systemic racism, it ain't just somebody calling you a nigga. It ain't microaggressions. It ain't just microaggressions. Those are parts of racism, but it ain't just that, okay? It is who gets prioritized when something happens. Because there are people who got hit way harder, but because of the color of their skin and where they live, they stuff is fixed and up and running. Now let me tell you, you told me, Auntie, to call ComEd for, you know, they got a hotline for when things happen and go down. The hotline was down. Like, they didn't have no service. So, you know, you had to do that. They didn't get back to me till a day later with a text message. And then I got a message that only said, oh, sorry for the inconvenience, but Saturday by 3 you should be okay. Now listen, man, this is not, I don't live in a rich neighborhood. I didn't, that's not where I chose to live. I wanted to live by my people. I live in a place where people stock up on groceries, where they have a deep freezer and they buy meat and they freeze that meat or whatnot. Like Miss Helen. Miss Helen has an additional freezer in her garage with all her meat because she's older. She can't be out going shopping and doing a bunch of stuff, especially during times of COVID. She's followed every rule. She's socially distanced. She stayed away from people, but she stocked up so she wouldn't have to go out. She about to lose all her money. I mean, all her food. So all that meat, like $400 in meat to people that's out there listening, might not be a lot to y'all. But if you somebody on fixed income, or you got a bunch of kids, or you don't have a car, or whatever the case, like that hits and that hurts. And for the people that's listening, there was also something that happened the day before the storm. The day before the storm, there was these reports out of Inglewood that a cop shot somebody, which actually I think turned out to not be what happened. And there were some people that went out and rioted. And they went out, and people don't understand how to, what the rules
concept of a broken light.
So it is pure chaos out here in these streets.
Yeah, it is.
But so back to the story. So there are people. So basically, a Best Buy got looted yesterday, and then in Louis Vuitton and all these places.
Yeah, downtown.
So here's the thing. I know that nobody has control over the weather. I don't think that Trump or the Russians or Chinese made that machine that controls the weather yet, okay? I'm not on that type of conspiracy theory. But I do think that there was a definite meeting about what neighborhoods get prioritized around getting their energy back. And for some reason, the south side of Chicago, inside of that place, some of them ain't got they lights and stuff back on. Dalton ain't got they lights and stuff back on, but the surrounding townships or suburbs that are at the same distance, some is further out, some is closer in to where the storm was, they do. But they told these Negroes, you got to wait till Saturday. So, and here's the thing. I'm from here. I grew up in California. I grew up in a place that's in the north, quote unquote, that's supposed to be liberal and all that stuff. But the one thing that they do over there is you got young folks that got some time and that will speak up and go out. I got time today. ComEd, I got time. Because y'all are bogus, man. The way that you treating these people, because they don't have money, because it's an older population, because they just don't have the facilities to go online. And I had to go on Twitter to get a response back from ComEd. Miss Helen don't know nothing about no Twitter. The old black man across the street from me don't know nothing about no Twitter. The old Mexican couple with that live like right down the street, they don't know nothing about Twitter. They get on the phone, they call the hotline that you told them to call. It's a problem, man. But you know, but I'm gonna go to my aunt's. I was more concerned about my nephew during this time because he needs his electronics and keep him calm. But my aunt said he was good, and y'all got y'all stuff back. I'm so thankful that it's white people that live in your town. I am so, thank you for picking a place where white folks live. Did appreciate it. That's the only reason she got some damn energy.
And Homewood didn't even go out. When our power went out, I rode to Homewood to get something to eat. So all of that stuff was lit up. So
everybody on the south side of Chicago throughout, you know, and I heard Gary just got their stuff back, Gary, Indiana. So anyway, man, I just wanted to, you know, this stuff gets to go on check, man, when they don't, you know, they know who to pick on. But again, I completely understand them old people when in New Orleans that said, I'm not leaving, I'm staying. You could not get me to leave that house. It was, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going right back in the morning. So it's, anyway, I just wanted people to know what was going on.